Begin by working on the left side of the trunk by the rear bumper. Use a pick and remove the fastener cover from the tie-down bracket as indicated by the green arrow. Working on the left side of the trunk behind the rear seats, use a pick and remove the fastener cover as well as indicated by the green arrow. Next, use a T40 torque socket and remove the tie-down bracket mounting fastener. Working in the trunk behind the rear seats, remove the T40 torque socket as indicated by the green arrow. Remove both tie-down brackets from the trunk. Working at the right side of the trunk, at the top of the trunk panels, remove the two plastic rivets as indicated by the green arrows. See the following steps for removing the plastic rivets. Using a door panel removal tool, lever out the insert in the plastic rivet. Then lever out the entire plastic rivet. Do this for both rivets on the side of the vehicle you are replacing the rear shock absorber on. If you're replacing the left side shock absorber, flip the trunk side panel out of the way in the direction of the blue arrows. You will need to properly jack up and support the vehicle. Please see the link at the end of this video for procedures on how to do that. With the vehicle properly supported, using a jack, support the lower control arm of the side you are working on. Using a 16mm wrench, remove the rear shock absorber upper mounting fastener. You will need to hold the rear shock absorber shaft with vice grips. Remove the rear shock absorber upper bushing mount as indicated by the green arrow. Slowly lower the jack to take the tension off of the rear coil spring. The lower control arm will drop down slightly more than usual. Remove the plastic lower control arm rivets as indicated by the green arrows. Remove these plastic rivets as you did the rivets in the trunk. Pull out the center insert from the plastic, green arrow, and then pull the entire plastic rivet, blue arrow, out. Using a 16mm wrench and an E14 external torque socket, remove the lower mounting fastener. Remove the E14 external torque fastener from the lower control arm. This picture illustrates the rear shock absorber mount, green arrow, viewed from below. The rear shock absorber fits tight in the lower control arm. You can use a small mallet and punch to tap out the rear shock absorber from the lower control arm. Slightly compress the shock absorber and remove it from the car. Installation is the reverse of the removal steps. Modern shocks will come already compressed with a zip tie sometimes. If it doesn't, I suggest you use some strength and compress the new shock absorber as much as you can before attempting to install it between the lower control arm and the body mounting hole. There usually is not enough room to install the rear shock absorber while it is fully extended. Fit the bottom of the rear shock absorber into the mount on the lower control arm, and as the rear shock absorber slowly extends, guide the upper shock shaft through its mounting hole in the body of the car. You can use your jack to jack up the lower control arm and line up the rear shock absorber lower mounting holes and install the fasteners. Jack up the lower control arm until the shock shaft is fully extended into the mounting hole on the body. Thanks for watching. Click here to view the original article along with hundreds of other DIY content for your car.